This is Renewing the Man. Clarity under pressure. The weekly call to bring clarity to your situation.
The digital age.
Yeah, experienced father-in-law could not figure out be able to have the feed come through to from the cable line through to the VCR, then go through the VCR to the TV. And if he was watching TV, you could push record on his VCR and record like a show or a concert. And he couldn't figure it out, so we spent a good while in the basement, and we realized that it switched from like the analog, or I guess that's right, the single single cable to, he's like, it's like trying to put to, it went from single like analog feed to digital, which is like, he's like, it's like trying to put was like a fire hose through like a straw pretty much. So that's why it wasn't working anymore. Maybe that's what's happening with my laptop. Time to throw it out.
Is this not turning on, or what's going on?
It's on. It's just stuck. And I might. Oh, it's moving. Sweet. My mouse moved. Okay. I'm just going to restart everything. That seems to be working. I kind of have this feeling, Nick, that you're an expert with computers. Are you?
I've had some experience.
Yeah. Yeah, with all the digital recording and stuff. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was saying that that's why Nick does all the technical stuff, because my brain just gets. I get, like, I don't know what you call it. I get, there's like I have like a firewall or something. Like my brain just shuts down, and then the processing to go through, and then I have to walk away and then calm down and then come back to it, and then. Sometimes, like, even with IKEA things, for example, I'm like, oh, I can put this together, and I'm quite good. Like, I installed a whole kitchen in my kitchen in New York. The sink, I did the plumbing, I did the electrical, I did everything perfect, right? Put in a new cover. What do you call it? Tabletop, and I didn't know that at the time that I should have had the building paid for it, because it would have been free, but who knew? So anyway, when I moved out, my sister and my mother got the owners to renovate the whole kitchen for them, and took out everything that I did and put in an, everything. So yeah, my sister, she came in and she took over.
Yep.
So and Yay. Can't hear you.
Oh,
I think you're a little bit too far away.
you felt natural in doing all the electrical and everything, but when it came to IKEA, it's like something happens.
Yeah. So So what happens is, sometimes, like, I'm looking at the instructions and it's like my brain freezes.
Yeah. Some
You know,
natural.
and it's like this. So wait, I thought I was doing this right, and then I'm like, and then I figure out I just have something backwards, because my freaking dyslexia had the boards on the opposite side, when it should have been, like, they should have been this way instead of this way. I just had two boards on two sides. I'm like putting that bed together. I was like,
I don't think
oh.
that's dyslexia. I think that happens to every man who's building an IKEA. Like, why isn't the screw hole bigger on this side? Why is it smaller on that side?
Why doesn't
It's
this circle
backwards. That's
fit?
why.
Oh yeah, why doesn't this circle fit in the square, or why does
Yeah.
the square fit in the circle?
And the instruction says E1 is supposed to go into G6, something like that.
Yeah.
Why is this
But
frustrating? And it's so
well,
simple. Because it's so simple.
because G6 rejected you.
Oh man. Oh yeah. It is funny how that works though. Eh?
She's like, you were too big, Daddy. You ain't fitted in here.
besides the IKEA furniture.
Dang it! They did it again. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, some things are natural more to. I find that some things are easier and natural, and then other things just like it's like just drives me nuts. But part of me though, what thinks it's like like there's something like we kind of like it just hits like we hit a wall, and then, like, yes, there's some natural talent in things, and people just are really good at some things, and some things there's really not. And that's fine. But some things like that, like okay, like if you're really good at something complex, and then something simple is suddenly just like, ugh, what do you think that is?
It just
That
depends.
may
Right? Like a lot of the time, like people's brains are wired in a specific way, and so what someone thinks is complex is very linear and logical for somebody else, and it makes sense to them, and they flow right through that problem tree, right?
Yeah,
Whereas other people is like, oh, this is too overwhelming. I can't figure this out. It just depends on how your brain's wired, right?
yeah, okay, yeah. Well, like, it's firing and
Yeah,
process, kind of like
yeah.
a computer. you know?
Dyslexia has you look at things in a different way, and it's kind of a superpower because you're not seeing the world the same way that everybody else is seeing it.
Gotcha.
But
So,
it's also super frustrating because you're not getting things right all the time, right? So your letters and numbers are backwards, and you're getting things mixed up, and then you feel embarrassed and stupid and
yeah.
all these things,
And guess
right?
who likes to call me stupid, retarded, dumbass, and retarded?
Wally does.
No.
Yeah, no, you call yourself that all the time.
No, I'm talking Svetlana makes
That
fun
too.
of me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm
But
like, you're
you
really
tell yourself
fucking
that
cruel
more
for
than
someone to make fun of my disability. Like, are you gonna make fun of Ron because of his Asperger's too? Like, you understand I have a dyslexia, I have ADHD, and you know I have this, but then you get frustrated around it, and punish me for it, and call me names. You're fucking stupid. You're an idiot. I'm like, oh great, my ex-wife, mother of my children, is calling me the idiot. Thanks. Fuck you too. That's my response. Or no response. Now when she starts coming at me, I just go, okay. And then when she's going into stupid things, I just don't even respond anymore. Best decision I ever made.
Yeah, you don't have to respond.
No. So sometimes you're like, and it's just like breathe, get up, walk away. You know.
But having a reaction there, that means there's still something there, Wally.
Oh, of course I no, really? Why do you think I'm doing all this emotional work the last few weeks? Oh my god. Yeah. No, she's trying to get me to shut down my dream, to sabotage me, and I'm not doing it. And my terms and this business makes money when everything is set up and done properly. She's
Yeah.
not here to help me. She's complaining about this and this and that upstairs. I'm like, I'm by myself. You're more than welcome to come and help me. Well, why instead of sitting at home and drinking wine, why don't you go and take care of it now? I'm like, oh, so I should go at 8 o'clock at night, go buy plants to put upstairs to make it look nice. Like, why don't you come and help me like you were meant to do? Instead of sitting there in another town, living at your friend's place for free with zero money and the government taking your money
Right.
and then putting it on me to cover your ass. When I'm already covering 3 grand, more than 3 grand, 4 grand a month, and you can't cover 1,000. So sorry, I'm venting. I'm venting. Can't hear you. You're muted, Nathan.
I was saying it's okay, man. That's what this, what this is about is all of us being a human being, and it
Yeah.
stings, man. What you're saying, I can feel it. Like I can feel it
Yeah.
stings.
Yeah. It's like you're trying so
Important to get
hard
it out.
and you
Yeah.
don't you want peace. All you want is peace, and then she can't be peaceful. I'm like, all I ever wanted was peace. I know who I am as the man that I am today, like in the man I've always been. I would have been that man in the relationship had she not been so abusive. I didn't realize how abusive she was to me.
Mhm.
How constantly she was putting me down, how she was making fun of me or telling me I'm ugly or I'm fat or stupid or whatever. And I'm like, why did you marry me? Right?
Right.
What did you think you were going to marry me and then have kids with me and divorce me and you're going to get millions? You're living some fantasy because when you got your your American citizenship after we had the ceremony, she said, "Oh, I'm going to leave you." Right after we left the ceremony, I said, "What?
Really?
You're going to leave me? We have 2 kids and you're going to leave me? What did I do?"
Yes.
So, oh, you abandoned me. Oh, wait a minute. So you had an affair. You continued that affair. I'm asking you if you're still having emotional feelings for another man. You're telling me no. When I come to talk to you, you tell me to fuck off and leave you alone. When every time I come approach you, it's fuck off, leave me alone, don't touch me. And then when I go out somewhere, how come you're not home? How come you're not with me? Well, you can't have your cake and eat it too, or you want your. She said to me when she had started her affair, "I'm gonna have my cake and I'm gonna have my other cake and eat that too." I was like, "Oh, okay." So you're just gonna be abusive, ruthless, and just betrayal all the way through, and you're gonna be okay with that. So it's like I'm a human being. Yes, I'm. I can coach myself. I've been coaching myself, and I had to coach myself the last couple weeks to go into those wounds and those hurts and those pains of like those little wounds, and even it's funny. Okay, here's the funny thing. So I was drinking wine the other night, and I woke up. Actually, it was this morning. I woke up. I drank wine last night. I woke up and I said, "Oh, isn't that interesting? So why am I drinking wine? Which version of me wants to drink wine? How old is he?" And I said, "Oh, I'm getting wine, and I'm getting the little boys drunk in me. I'm not getting drunk. The little boy in me is getting drunk. I'm getting the little boy drunk in me so he doesn't have to feel anymore."
That's right.
Ooh, when I say that, can you feel that when I say that? You feel
Yeah.
that in your belly?
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
when we're smoking pot, when we're doing drugs, when we're doing these things, is not us or present version of us doing it. We're doing it from another version of ourselves doing it. And I woke up this morning. I'm like, wow, why did I drink all that wine last night? And I woke up this morning. It's like, oh, and I asked myself, who in me wanted to drink wine? I'm like, oh, it's like getting these little kids inside of me drunk. I was
Yeah.
like, holy crap, what a discovery. That was
It
such a
is.
trip,
Yeah. Never thought of it that way, but it makes sense. Because
right?
why do you think why do you think it's a certain version of the child in you? Why do you
Yeah.
think like your past younger year? Why do
And
you
that's
think
what,
it?
yeah. And I
What,
was
what are you
thinking
trying
like
to avoid and hide
Gabor
from?
Mate. Go ahead.
What are you trying to avoid and hide from?
Exactly, right. And it's like Gabor Mate talks about addiction, right? With addicts and why they're addicts. And I'm gonna read it. I want to look it up. I'm actually gonna look it up after this call. If it has to do around the inner child, the wounded inner child that is using drugs to soothe,
His victim.
right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's actually you're right on it, Wally, because yeah, there's since doing a lot of the emotional work that we did together, and yeah, obviously huge changes, like actual concrete changes,
Yeah.
and it's the beauty that we know. It's I found, like, so I used to like enjoy having alcohol and enjoy, it was not, it wasn't even anything like there. I mean, it always opens a door to some reckless moments in your life. It's just what it does. It's not cool, especially if you're not healed. So I can say though that since I've actually processed and done emotional work and the different areas of, like my inner child, of what age I was at that still hiding away, isn't been loved or seen or healed, you know, or forgiven or given forgiveness. There's areas there that now that they're healed, I don't even want to anymore. Like it was. I remember the shift where it's like, it's Friday again. Not much going on tomorrow, so let's make a fire. Let's have a few coolers. Nothing, no
Yep.
big deal. I'm going hard alcohol and all that, but it's just, even that was like, now like I'm pretty happy. I feel feel good, and you still the pattern of, heck, even last night I'm like, maybe it'd be cool to have a little bit, and then I was like, there's something in me now in here where I'm like, why? Like, you feel good to be up early, you're clear, and it feels nice, and so
Yeah.
there's a change that happens though, so it's really real how you're describing it, but I never thought of it that way, because even if I still have the feeling of that would be nice, like that's going to give me relief somehow,
Yeah.
as opposed to, I was thinking last night about the Bible, and where Jesus, I looked at a pattern, and he didn't really create wine to help people with their sorrows. He didn't really, there wasn't like that I can remember where examples where he said, hey, drink this wine for your sorrows. He actually made it at celebrations, like weddings, like, and I don't know if that's maybe I missed some other spots. Who knows? But
Yeah.
my point is that, yeah, it's like, it's different. Yeah, that's a sweet one, man.
Yeah. I found
I like
Nathan
that
asked,
cover.
and I found it last night. I couldn't find it for long time, so Nathan asked me where my Bible is,
Cool.
and that's my Bible. That's the one that Justin Shake gave me. Look at that.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. Right on.
Look at that lion head, eh?
Right?
Yeah.
Sweet.
And
Yeah.
he knew I was a Leo and a Lion, and so when he got this in the mail for my birthday as a gift from him and thanking me, because he said, and I said this to Nathan, and I think I might have said it to you when I was coaching Justin Shake, like, I've never read the Bible. I mean, I did, but I was younger. But like Nathan has said it to me, that I speak from a place of knowledge of, like, as if I read the Bible. So when I was coaching Justin, um, he said, "Wow, I mean, the knowledge that you have is biblical, and it's crazy to me that you've never read the Bible, or like you're just speaking from a place of." And he said that, like, Romans and Philippines is like it's almost like you're telling me things that are from Romans and from Philippines. And he sent me this Bible, and he said, if you're going to coach Christian men, coach from the Philippines or Romans.
Yeah. It's cool. Like, off of that, it's cool that you, like, so this, it's as real as the truth of, how everything exists. Like, there's God. I know it's God. I know it's Jesus for me. Others, in their experience, call it the universe. They call it, which is a
Yeah,
design. Others call it, like, and
I
if you
used
look
to.
at the thing for the spirit and the human spirit, and you're going that deep with a person's spirit and soul when they're emotionally, getting their pain out, And then you as well are able to empathize with your gift of empathy and discernment spiritually. The truth comes out,
Yeah.
and the same design is coming, and then it matches up and lines up with the word of God. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. That's and that's what freaked me out. I mean, and Nick will tell you. Nick has known me for how many years now, and when he met me, I was like, oh, it's the universe or it's source, right? I never said God,
No.
right? It
Right.
wasn't until I had that experience where I actually had a conversation, and I said, you know what, Nick, I think I'm going to call it God for now. Call him God for now on, and that's what I realized. I had that moment with a Carl Jung thing, and that's what I think. That's what made me come up with this thought of alcohol and the drunken boys in me, the drunken kids in me, because like I'm aware I was a little tipsy, but I wasn't like drunk. But then I was like, why am I? Who in me wants to drink? And then I had this realization. I'm like, I'm just getting the inner me's drunk.
Sure. So last night, I also had a drink after work with a couple of guys from work, and I hadn't really eaten that day, and I had a like major reaction to the alcohol. Like I felt so like immediately
Drunk.
terrible.
Oh
No,
wow.
not drunk. Like just in like my chest, like oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like what is going on? Like the only other time I felt like this is when I had a Four Loko like first thing in the morning. Because it's like an energy drink with booze in it or whatever, right? And this was just an iced tea, like a hard iced tea. And I'm like, what is happening? And I was shopping at Costco and it really just hit me. I was like, oh, like, I don't feel good at all. And I hadn't had alcohol in like a month. And so it's just like I'm physically reacting to the alcohol right now. And like it's like not doing anything positive in my body.
Mm.
My body's rejecting it is what it feels like.
Hmm.
Like, whoa, this is really, really interesting because I've never like that was 15 years ago that I had that for a local like in Seattle, and I felt the same way, but I hadn't eaten anything that day as well. So it's just like I had very little food in my stomach yesterday, very like nothing the first time. So okay, if I'm not don't have any food in my stomach and I'm having alcohol, this is how my body reacts. Okay, interesting. But I wasn't trying to get drunk. I was just trying to like maybe having a drink to relax a little bit, sort of, but like not even just like having a drink with the guys, right?
Mm.
There's like no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was an interesting experience. Isn't that interesting? Like, when you think about it, we unintentionally or inadvertently, or we do it on purposely,
Yeah, totally.
right? So we have this mechanism, right, or desire or a feel of a need. And I said to myself, it's funny, I didn't drink for like, I had a beer here or a beer there, but not to get drunk, just one beer. It's not going to do anything to me, right? Like, and then last night I drank a little too much wine, and I woke up and I'm like, oh, I like, why did I do that? I like waking up when I'm in the morning when I'm clear, and you know, so it's like, but the thoughts that I was having around it was like, oh, that's interesting. It's like paying attention to your body, paying attention to your mind, paying attention to your soul, to your spirit, right? Because it's a spirit, right? And it's amazing. Like when we're doing this work, and at the level where I feel I'm at getting, it's like, okay, I do these things to myself, but like I see and feel the harm that they cause for me, in a sense that they kind of pull me back out of that, and
Sure.
it's not worth it. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, like, where is the fine line, of enjoyment and using it to
No.
soothe and numb, right? And why, right? I didn't I wasn't doing it to soothe or numb, but because I wasn't numb. I was actually paying very close attention to little Wally. That's why I got that
Revelation.
revelation of, oh, he's drunken me and he's dancing. He's like he can't even walk straight. So I was like, wow, that's interesting. So then I started thinking about all those nights of going out and partying and drinking. Was that me or was that a version of me? And those versions of me back then were definitely going out to numb.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, but this wasn't to numb. This was me waking up and going, having a aha moment of clarity and saying, "Oh, this is interesting." So, was it me that wanted to drink, or was it the little version of me that wanted to drink? It was the little version of me that wanted to drink. It's like a little kid. Hey, Dad, can I try some wine or can I try some beer? And you give him a little shot, and he's like, "Ooh, ah, ah."
Yeah.
That's what it felt like, and I was like, "Oh, damn!" And then that made me go back to all the times and analyze a part of me back then, when in my 20s, and I didn't drink in high school. I didn't smoke pot in high school. It wasn't to my first girlfriend that basically introduced me to like having a beer here or there, and then I started, hanging out in the bar and drinking a lot, and I didn't do that in high school. It was very clean and clear, and like I went against myself because of a girlfriend. Mhm.
Cool though to see the pattern though, because like
Yeah.
it's recognizable, and I think anyone is like, you have that moment in yourself where you're like, how did I go from being clean and clear and doing a lot of good things, and like there's no alcohol involved, to then now I use this as a something I didn't think was a big deal
Mhm.
and wasn't clearly to anyone around me,
Yeah.
and it progressed to like where where you kind of realize like after doing a lot of the emotional healing inside myself, I'm
Mhm.
looking back. Oh, my memory is coming back, which is crazy. Like you remove the pain of
Yeah.
whatever years of your life, and that time, all the good things suddenly you're going through the days after, and your memory's coming back, and you're like, I remember that person. I remember that time. I remember what we did, or where we were camping, and all this stuff that you totally forgot clears.
Yeah.
And then I had a moment where I was like, how did I go from also like same kind of situation, Wally, like a kid who was, not around this whatsoever, and fully almost the opposite spectrum, no bars, no partying, nothing, to actually being involved with people who are and doing it as well.
Mhm.
And for a time, and then, like you kind of like finally hit this point where like, hey, this isn't really good for me.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, you didn't know before that, but you don't know until you finally decide sometimes. And yeah, and then now it's like, now getting clear, I can look back and I can see with the pain removed from the time, that time, it's like, wow, how much of that I really was actually nursing something that wasn't resolved in me.
Mhm.
That's really, and emotionally and mentally not even aware, because
Yeah.
I didn't give myself the time and the love and the
Yeah.
take that
I
to.
It's like me, like why I haven't really smoked pot, for example, in like 3 years. Like ever since I got certified as a coach, I think when I got certified as a coach, I was still smoking pot. But then the more I was doing emotional work, the more I was uh, like getting there, the less I did it because I couldn't afford to not be clear. You know,
Yeah.
so that was a big part. Hey, Andrew, how you doing, buddy?
Flaking out. Sorry.
That's okay. I was just
What's
the
up?
conversation we're having is I woke up this morning. I drank a little too much wine last night, and
Nice.
I realized that it wasn't me that wanted to drink. It was the little boy in me that wanted to get drunk.
Mm.
And there was a realization of like, oh, when I woke up, was it me that got drunk, or was it a part of me that wanted to get drunk? And it was a part of it, like this old version of me that was like, oh, let's have some wine. And it was like, then I was looking like this version of me of like a 10-year-old drinking wine and getting drunk and being all silly. And I'm like, wow, what a realization. Then I had this called internal realization from all the times after high school, because in high school I didn't drink, I didn't do drugs, I didn't smoke pot or drink, or I was an athlete. Girlfriend broke up, and then I went into pity party victim, started drinking because that relationship. So I'm just bringing it to real quick speed here
Thank you.
of everything of what we're talking about, and then how we're kind of like going into why we drink, why we do the things that we do, and where they're coming from. And I had this kind of epiphany this morning when I woke up. I'm like, holy shit. It was like, was I drunk, or was that little boy in me was drunk? And I was like, oh my God. Like, so all these times I ever got drunk, like all these versions, these little boys in me were just drunk and dancing around in me.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was catch up. And then, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you kind of look at that because a lot of the emotional work, it's like addressing, at whatever age, and actually taking the time to love yourself and going, through that back to, what age was it, what time was it, when was it, is basically the question. And then healing and getting that dealt with, whatever the pain was, because in a sense, I think you're really right. It's like there's a little boy or a little person in you, a little part of your spirit, your soul, your heart, that is literally like protecting and hiding. And it's like, hey, whatever else in life might be bringing out this familiarity, maybe, or some kind of, like parallel experience, is now little kids like, I can't take it. I need some medicine right now.
Yeah.
I need something to take the pain off a bit here, because that's that little kid in there, whatever age, can't take whatever's going on now presently.
Yeah,
because
bingo.
that's been loved and resolved and fully received.
Yeah. It was interesting. I saw this thing where there a football coach, right? And it was like in Atlanta or something, or in the Carolinas, where you have like these homeboys and drug dealers, drinking on the sideline, at the football stadium, watching the practices or watching the teams. And I remember the coach said, those are the guys that are losers, and the guys on the field are the winners. Because the guys on the field are the winners. They're not doing drugs. They're not drinking. They're showing up to camp and training. The guys on the field that could be on the field on the bleachers could be on the field, but they chose to be gangbangers and drug dealers because it's easier, rather than be of integrity, because they're lost boys that didn't have any guidance, right? So it's like you have a choice, right? In high school, I'd made a decision not to drink and smoke pot and do all that all through high school, except I tried it a couple times, and I was like, no, that's not for me. I'm going to be 100% clear. But how I fell into that trap was because of breaking up with a girl in the pity party. So
and wanting to avoid pain.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Because that became a familiarity. I was something familiar with her, so I started drinking more because it was familiar behavior or action I was doing with her, and I just continued it. And what pulled me out of it was like picking up photography and starting to love myself and doing something for myself, which was becoming a photographer.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So yeah, don't drink and drive.
Even that.
Andy, any updates on your end?
Nothing new. I'm just continuing down the preparation of mediation path. That's really been it.
Solid otherwise? Any emotions pop up? Anything?
I mean, they pop up when I hit a level of exhaustion. I do really well like any other day. Like I found it kind of sneaking up on me a little bit last night because Garrett and I went out of town and worked at his property on Thursday, and I stayed up a little bit later than I normally would. We were just watching baseball, but it dovetailed into Friday, and I kind of got to the end of the day, and I was back in the house. And so, I mean, every time I transition back, it's a little bit of a trigger for me, because it's like, I get a little mad because I'm like, I'm moving back into my own house. This is dumb. but I've noticed like if I am a little bit tired, I start having some of the thoughts start creeping in,
Yeah.
and but I'm able to, I'm usually able to quell them. And like
Good.
today, got up, worked out, started doing some stuff around the house, which is why I completely spaced out. I just started doing stuff, and
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just the little battles. There's
Yeah.
been a couple little
Yeah.
pokes this week that I handled well.
Yeah.
And but I'm able to read between the lines. I mean, like
Right.
yesterday, she offered. Let me back up. Like Wednesday, she told me on Sunday of last week that on Wednesday I could stay at the house until 5:30, which is normally 4.
Yeah.
Well, then at 6 o'clock that morning on Wednesday, she pulled the plug, and I was like, well, you've got to tell our son, or I need to tell our son because he's expecting me to be there, and she didn't, and so I'm hugging him goodbye at 4, and he's like, where are you going? And I was like, well, I got to leave, homie, and so he was chapped, and granted, I was chapped 'cause I felt like it was definitely on purpose, and then she lied and told him like, oh, if I knew Daddy was going out of town, I'd have let him stay longer. And I was like, well, that's a load.
Oh.
And then fast forward to Friday, she was like, well, what time do you want to come to the house? And I was like, I'm not biting. I was like, 4 o'clock is the time. 4 o'clock is the time. I will be there.
Yeah.
If I can pick up Rex early, I will pick him up and
Yeah.
leave, and then
By the
come
way, it's
back
okay for you to call her out on that. And
Yeah,
also my text, it's like, the fact that you lied to our son after you told me I could be, and you go back and you take the text that she said that you could be there at the 5:30, and you take that text, right? Because this is your terms,
yep.
right? This is, we know where exactly you're headed. So you could say, why did you tell me 5:30, and then when I got there, tell me I had to leave at 4, and then I asked you if you're going to tell Rex or not. I ended up having to tell Rex, but then you go and lie to him that you didn't know. So you should document these things. So
Oh, I
basically,
do. No,
yeah,
100%. I've got them all documented to be
okay,
able to show just when we get to the table, it's going to be like, look, here's this pattern of of inconsistency and lies that
yeah,
are hurtful to these people that I love, and this is
yeah.
going to stop.
Kids, not people.
That's
You say
the
to kids. Use the word kids, not people. Kids,
no,
children.
100%, 100%. And but like I said on Friday, and then because I got to the bottom of it, she
Yeah,
was going out of town. So she wanted me to come home early because I was like, she's not doing this out of the goodness of her heart. She's doing this as a convenience for her. And then it finally came out. It was, oh, my friend's coming into town. I was like, mm-hmm. I'll be there at 4. Don't you worry about that. I was like, but no, none of this, trying to bait me in where you can take it away. The big thing, like you just said, because it violated I caught it after the fact. I was like, this is a violation of my terms. You're not going to put me in a position that I can let my kids down because I don't
yeah.
hurt them.
But she's
That's
not
one of my,
Yeah, that's not her violating. It's you violating your own term because
that's what I'm
nobody can.
saying.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be put in a position
bingo.
to where they can be hurt by a decision that I'm making. And so that's why I was like, this won't happen twice. This will happen
Yeah,
one time.
yeah.
But that's it. Like I said, it's just all kind of leading up, and
Mm,
you know, that stuff. It's
yeah.
funny. I don't know if I shared this with you or not, but she's got a level of paranoia. She's like unplugging all the electronics in the house, like she thinks I got them bugged, which is kind of funny to me. But I'm like, if that's the way you're living, that sucks, man. I mean, if you think that I really am that petty, that's hilarious.
Yeah. What's crazy is the guy that's staying down who rented the Airbnb downstairs for a week and then he's just extended. He wants me to he's paying me cash for the next week so I don't document where he's staying. So we're doing that because his ex-wife is a psychopath.
Yeah.
And they're going through a divorce right now. She took out insurance on their 17-year-old son, and she's went to 2 different courts, one for the divorce and another for custody of the children. She wants 100% custody. And so she's trying to say he's crazy, and he's like, wait a minute, I'm not the crazy one because she's the one with all these lies. So he's documenting all the lies,
Hmm.
and he's a big pothead stoner. Like he's downstairs constantly all day smoking weed all day long. I'm like, okay, dude, whatever. You're in the garden, just do you, you know. But he's basically going exactly with what going through what you're doing, and it's like it's funny to me when I heard about his wife. I was like, my wife, Andy's wife,
Yeah.
Nick's
What he's
wife.
doing along, see how he's trying to numb the pain that he's going through with
Yeah.
weed? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm trying to get it. I'm trying. You know, he's a guest. You know, right now it's on Airbnb, so I can't do anything or touch that until after his rental is over on Airbnb. Then once we're gonna have I'm gonna see if I can connect with him and hit him with some emotional work. We'll see. But yeah, he's numbing out like big time. Yeah, man, and so like those little things, and I wanted to get back to that is like when you have those little things when you're getting tired. Remember, one of the things we talked about is celebrating wins, right? Having that
Mhm.
wins journal, and even when you're tired, is celebrating those wins, right? And like really going woo, like really like feeling it because that builds a confidence. The confidence will have power over your emotions, so that
Mhm.
you can but if something is there and you know it's there and it needs to be dealt with, don't put it at bay. Don't swallow it.
Yeah.
Go and deal with it. Go and get it
Yep.
out. Like,
Hey, Andy, I can actually say like when I first started celebrating wins, and I'm like, well, I was like, hey, let's get a celebration. I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what the level was
like-
because
I was saying,
certain areas of me was not
Yeah.
actually unlocked as much yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I said, Nathan,
And- and
I said,
this-
Nathan, stop fucking around. Give me a fucking celebration.
You know,
He's
like you just heard me powerfully, express how much, and then at the end, I'm like, okay, woo, woo. You know, and I was like, wait a minute, no, we need to start actively practicing, like, like get that out and feeling it and owning it because it's the same thing. It's stepping into what's valuable and a cool thing I was noticing here is Andy, obviously I'm praying for you, man, and
you.
what you're going through is tough. I'm not in that. I don't know the hands-on experience. However, I can feel and hear it and see it, and it's amazing to see how much even more important it is to do the emotional healing and work of our past childhood, our past hurts with our wounds that are in there underneath all of that we have to handle on the surface, even you're doing it live, and now imagine the pressure cooker of the top and the deep underneath stuff going like this while you're going through that. Way to go for being so responsible and loving to yourself, for actually taking care of yourself as a man and as a kid, and then being able to navigate so well the tough things that come up here.
It's a slippery slope, and Wally and I talked about it last week because shifting kind of into battle mode, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
But staying in a place, coming from a place of love, it's a slippery slope for me because that's a natural state for me.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to go into fight. It's like, you ready to fight?
Mm.
Okay, battle lines drawn, weapons chosen, let's go. I mean, it's a comfortable place. And so I've had to be really careful of noticing, hey, you're slipping into an angry fight.
Yeah, resentment, anger.
Yes. And so versus no, this is a justified fight, as in, like, I'm sticking within my terms. I'm not slinging mud. But I do have to protect my kids, and I've got to protect, stay within my terms. But it's, I'm just saying it is a slippery slope because that is a very natural place for me to go. And I find confidence there. I find power there. But it's making sure that, I mean, because we've all read it, Jesus got mad, but it was a justified anger, and he did it from a place of love. He didn't come from a place of, where it was just red line, I'm ready to take you out. And it's just knowing that that line of, okay, you're about to, don't cross that line. You can use it as fuel, but don't lose it. Don't let it take you to that angry place. And so
it does
it
feel powerful, right? Like
oh
it feels. You know what? Something popped in my head when you were saying that is like, so when Jesus got that way, it was in the temple, right?
yep
Is that right?
yep
And the temple was the house of God, seen as that. And he looked around and he was not okay with the fact that things weren't right in there. And then we're also described as like our bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit. And, it's kind of taken that like kind of fight and that right, that it's a right way to be is like, hey man, these tables and this kind of operation ain't supposed to be running in here. Let's flip them over, get this out of here now. Not now, right now. And you do not make this place a place where these things are celebrated and expanded on. They were expanding them. The businesses were growing in there almost. Like you were holding a table. My point is looking at that, it's kind of like, like that was a physical temple and you got that way about it. Now it's like almost like that's what's going on in us too, having that kind of urgency.
Now, when you said that just, you see, when I talk about alcohol and drinking, and when you say that the body is the temple,
yep,
and that wounded little boy, the little girl, or the wounded little person needs something to soothe, something to comfort, something to relax, and we don't deal with it. And then you're saying basically Jesus saw this thing, it's not operating the way it should, and this is not right, this is demonic, this is evil, this is not good, this is not just, let's get it out of here. And it's almost like, in a way, what I heard when you said that, what I'm hearing is the same thing of the versions of us that are hurting and wounded, that are doing the same thing within our temple, within our hearts, within our soul, that need to get cleared out and learn how to operate from a place of healed heart, a place of integrity, a place of love, a place of justice. But real justice, not justice from a place of anger, but just from a just heart. That's what I heard.
Yeah. And did you think like because I know very well that place of like, especially being on a farm, if I have to hold up a wall by myself, it's like, okay, I harness this like extra like, you want to do this? Okay, I'm all by myself. No one can see. But at the same time, I feel this fight, and I just think that it's so many times it's evidence that when we look back, we were powerless in so many different ways. Growing up, we were not taken care of or backed up or supported or given a safety environment emotionally. And that the natural instincts where it's like we were forced to get good at it. Then we took pride in getting good at being like, okay, anyone wants to come at me. If you want to give it a shot, and it feels good. And that feeling is soothing the pain of actually literally been hung out to dry too many times in many shapes and forms. And that's kind of something to look at, is like, it's kind of, I think again, that meekness, powerful war horse that can take out anything really, but it doesn't. And it holds just a centered peace in that powerfulness. And that's kind of where you're helping me recognize myself. My wife even says to me, well, you're going to go down, you got lots to do today, right? You're going to power through. Can I say that? Because that's like me, like, hey, I got to do it today. no one else is going to do it for me, so I got to do this today. And like, now it's annoying every time I hear it because I'm like, no, I just like it bothers me a bit. But I think it's again to go back into it is that how many times we didn't feel capable or powerful, and then we kind of went that way, you know.
So Nathan, sorry for 1 second,
Yeah.
Nathan. Andy, hold on. Sorry, Nathan. Right there, you know, when it annoys you, just I want you because you explained that beautifully. But when it annoys you, you're gonna go power through it. I wanted to hear, what does that make you feel? What does it you make it mean about you? What comes up? What's the feeling? So you can end with that part, because I think you brought the story all the way to here, but that last bit was, what is it doing to you?
I think it's I had it there. It's so now it's at a point where it's like it's said to me in a way of like it doesn't matter. It's like a feeling of like the way it's said to me is like I'm about to go, like I value the power in what I'm about to go crush today. And my wife, I mean, she's innocent. I'm not angry at her for it, but it gets to me. That's like it's like this. I feel the sinking when she goes, "Oh, you're gonna go power through today? You're gonna power through?" Like, well, yeah. I'm about to go spend like 8 to 12 hours crushing as much as I can for all of this, and but as a sinking, it gets to me. It hurts a bit.
But why does
I'm
it
like,
sink you?
I don't feel like you see how hard I'm about to push, and that's because of how many times I wasn't seen for how hard I'm trying.
Yeah.
You know, in my
you see the lie that you created there? You see the story? Yeah, you see the story you created?
The story makes sense. It's like,
yeah, she's touching on something that's already in you. She's just testing. She's a woman. She wants to know that she's safe. She knows that you're going on being productive to make sure that she has a house over her head. But you're taking it as, oh, she doesn't see me. She doesn't value me. I'm worthless to her. So I'm going to go do all this. So in a way, you're like internally. In a way, it's like an internal you sink, and then it's internal like fuck you to her, because she now makes you feel something about yourself, but it's you that's carrying that wound.
Yeah, and I recognize the testing for sure. It's not, and it's just become a joke. Like she believes I can do it, but like I think the trigger in me is this like I don't know if it's my ego or it's like it really hurt that like there's some kind of she doesn't believe that someone I care about doesn't believe I'm gonna do it, but she does. But like something in me believes that. I don't know. Why does it hurt? You know, like why does it bother me if someone doesn't see how I am trying?
Yeah. So
why does it bother me so much?
Andy, I mean not Andy. I mean Nathan. If you were to have a mirror right in front of you right now, what would you tell yourself? Like, close your eyes for a second. If you were looking at yourself, look at yourself. Close your eyes and look at yourself. And what would you tell yourself, that version of you that's giving you this line of crap, feeding you all this bullshit? What would you tell him?
Relax, man.
Go deeper. There it is. Feel it, man.
It's okay if someone doesn't see you're valuable.
But who does? Who sees his value?
I do.
Yes, tell him. There it is. Whoa. Tell him.
I see you're valuable.
Again.
And I see you try hard, and I see you do everything you really can.
Yeah.
And you even find ways when you don't know how very fast.
Yeah.
And you do it because you want to mean something here.
What does he want to mean?
You want everything that's happening to count for something.
What does he want it to count for?
Love.
Yeah. Who needs to love him? Who needs to give that to him?
Me.
Yeah. Tell him.
I love you.
Again.
I love you, and you're loved just for
Yeah.
being here. It's okay.
Yeah.
That you're here.
Beautiful, Nathan.
And you might have been rejected real hard in your life.
Yeah.
By those who were supposed to help you feel that you mattered.
Yeah.
And it's okay. You matter deeply to me. And that is enough.
Yeah. Well,
It's
so
not
what
your
does he
fault.
need from you? What does he need from you right now?
I'm going to hold you.
Give him a big hug. Wrap your arms around you, man. Come on.
I'm going to hold you and give you love
There it is.
and the truth.
Yeah.
And if it takes time for you to feel it, I promise you, I'm giving you all the time. I'm not putting everything else in the way of you. I'm sorry for putting other things, making them more important than you.
There it
And
is.
you learn that from everyone else. And it's okay. And you can forgive me for not being there for you and showing up and getting busy.
There it is. Let it out. Let it out, brother. Come on. Awesome, man. How does he feel about that now? How does little Nathan feel about that?
Yeah, way better.
Let's get that motherfucking celebration. Let's go. Let's go. Woo!
Awesome.
Awesome.
Feel that in my soul, in my spirit.
And that was what, 3 minutes? 3-4 minutes?
5 minutes tops.
How many? 5 minutes
Yeah,
tops.
yeah.
And that's so Andy, that's just an example. Like when we're feeling that 5 minutes, it only takes 5 minutes to do that on your own, to ask why and to go to that part of you, right? When
Yeah.
Nathan express why that's important, why I did that, why I had to go through this, is to give you that example. And
Mhm.
for also for when I heard him, I heard that wound. It was wide open. So I wanted him to deal with it.
Yeah.
But I also wanted it to be an example to see what we can do in 5 minutes of healing.
Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
how powerful that was. And I
Just
felt
the
that when you
time.
went in, man, that jolt was like, it jumped in me, man. I felt like, I was like, woo, there it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
Beautiful.
gift for sure. Like just that kind of depth of empathy and sensing, you know, like whether it's the truth in the truth in you know, that fight, that push, that,
Yeah.
you know, like if you really want to, you know, like that, it comes from a place of hurt, you know, like that. It's like that. We have to think that, you know, we're guys, we have egos, like, you know, we have to think and feel, and the need to feel like, yeah, come at me, try it, I'll take you down. You know, like we create something that hasn't even happened to feel good.
Yeah.
You know, I found even before, and still, you know, catching myself when I rehearse scenarios, like, okay, they do this, I'm going to do this. And there's the difference between preparation and a real life situation, and then also rehearsing just to feel powerful when nothing's happened yet.
Yeah. So,
You know,
Andy, how familiar does that feel that he just said?
I mean, no, definitely. It's
Right?
that it the thing that I was going to say, that the thought that was going through my head earlier was, we do the work. The analogy of like an MMA fighter. If you're in a room with an MMA fighter, he could weigh 150 pounds soaking wet, but he's got so much confidence and he doesn't need to fight. When he gets pushed, he walks away because he knows he's going to own this situation. He knows he can beat you up one side and down the other. He doesn't need to do what you were just describing, Nathan, of like, I've got to have this scenario worked out and I'm going to hit you with the 1-2. He already knows that the fight is won. And so the point being, and just bear with me as I kind of stumble through this,
Go for it.
is the point being is the reason he got there, tons of training, the 10,000 hours. And so the point being, if we put this work in emotionally in the same patterns, then when we walk into these rooms or run into these people, whether it be our own demons, whether it be our spouse, whether it be the coworker or whatever, we don't have to level up to a 10 and kind of have that preemptive strike in our head, like you were just describing, Nathan, because the battle's already been won. Point being, and I'm going to wrap it all the way back up, of like, where does our strength come from? Where does our value come from? If we try and get this value from this world, we will fail every time. But if we do the work and have the realization that the power isn't of this world, it's around us and it comes from God, or it's coming from this higher being, and that's where our value is, we shouldn't ever have any shame. We shouldn't have any hurt in our heart. I mean, he'll call us out on our sin, but we're not our sin. We're more than that. That sin is of this earth, and we're not of this earth. Our souls are of the of a higher power. And so, anyhow, it just, as we were talking through that, it made me think, man, if I could walk through life like Justin Poirier spiritually, of like, I've already won the fight, man. I don't care if you're 6'10", 300 pounds. I got a left that when I catch you with it, you're going down. And I don't have to tell you that. But going all the way back to Jesus had that. He had the power. I mean, he could have just snapped his finger and burned that temple to the ground. But he operated from a place of minimum amount of force necessary. And so he was able to use his words most of the time. But in that scenario, he had to go in and flip some tables. And kind of, it's funny, Nathan, you've got the picture behind you of just kind of the gentleness of what we view as like God and faith and everything. But we forget Jesus was a carpenter, man. I mean, that dude was probably ripped to shreds, strong as an ox. And so when he went in flipping stuff, people stopped and listened. So anyhow, I'm going all over the map, but just where I was going in my head is, man, we got to keep showing up. We got to keep lifting the weights. We got to put the rounds in the gym when the stress isn't there. So when the stressful moment does show up, when the big guy at the bar or wherever, I'm going back to kind of my teenage years, because that was me. Like my buddies were a lot smaller than me a lot of the times, and I took great pride of being the big dude behind them. But I don't have to be that way. It's like we can just avoid. This is a conflict. This is a fight that doesn't need to be fought until there is the moment, and then you can. But you've got it. You've got it. So that's, I don't know, just as we've talked through this, that's kind of the place that I've got to go to with, like I said, when I feel that anger ratcheting up and I feel like it is justified anger, and it's like, no. You're going into the egotistical anger because you want to win. Go into it from a strategic anger, a logical of like, all right, don't let it level you up. You have to fight the fight. But you don't have to drop down a level. You can stay on top of it.
Yeah, and then an awesome trick in that moment too, and I just did this the other day and it worked. Like I didn't think about it before, but I used it in the situation because my nervous system, I was taking a bit of a panic situation a week ago, and I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And what did I do? I did box breath. I just did the four hold, the four in, the four hold, the four out, the four hold, and I just did that for a minute. And my calmness, and then went back to I see you, you're safe, you've done enough, I got you, to little me, and then I was able to go back to sleep. And I see that too in everyday things when you get and I feel little triggers come. I just go, and I just okay, assess the situation. Do I need to act? Do I need to you know jump in here and go full Monty, or do I take that step back?
Hmm.
And it's taking the step back that you get to go, huh, I'm so happy I didn't allow myself to go there. But if there's something there, and I did it on Monday, I had to go and do. I was crying my ass off Monday morning last week. Right, because I had this fear, with the landlady that she said something about, my ex-wife didn't pay something, and if this happens again, she's gonna give us notice to close the Airbnb, and that triggered a lot of fear for me. So I had to go and deal with that, and I could have responded to her as like, yeah, I'm paying you cash. So if I go to the tax office and tell them I've been paying you cash for 3 years, you're gonna get fined plus pay back 3 years of And I could do that, but then I realized if I do that, how that's gonna backfire on me. She'll kick me out, and then I'll lose everything because I'm gonna act from a place of ego. You're
Yep.
not gonna threaten me. You're not gonna do. I said, you know what? It's only money. It comes, it goes. It's a piece of paper. I don't mind paying this, and it's okay. And as soon as I dealt with it, it took me 3 days to deal with it. And then it gave me this idea around money that money doesn't owe me money. There's no energy that money can have over me. It's the energy I give it. So
Yep.
what I did is I took back my power from money and said, huh, it's only a piece of paper. And as soon as I did that, whew, I've been like, oh, I feel so good. I'm in peace right now. And then everything started coming. The Airbnb, I did like almost 6.5 grand in my Airbnb this month, which I didn't do 4 bookings in 2.5 years in Airbnb. And all of a sudden, I'm making more money this month than I did the last few years on booking.
Yeah.
Why? Because I let go.
Yep.
So the moral of what I'm trying to say is sometimes there's those moments when we get triggered, when we want to go to war. If we only had the opportunity to step back and really look from 50,000 feet above and take that breath of fresh air for a second, clear our minds, we'd see that we're in a much better position to hold back than to engage.
Yep.
And I see that like with your wife, like part of you that when you're tired is sneaking up and saying, I want to fucking hit her over the head with a baseball bat. Not that you would, but it's
Oh yeah.
war, right? And I know that feeling because I'm like, so I just want to smack the shit out of her, wake her the fuck up, and like, if she's dumb, blah 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 blah, and all those thoughts of intrusive thoughts coming in. I'm like, no, that's not who I am. That's not who I want to be. Who do I want to be? Oh,
That's right.
you
That's
know,
exactly right.
and
And that's thank goodness for the stuff that we've been able to do over the last several months,
yeah,
because when I get the text messages, I'm not like, I've got a response. I have one. It's not like I
yeah,
need to take time and think through it. I have one.
yeah,
And it's like, no, you're being sarcastic. You're
yeah.
being, you're taking a jab.
hmm
You're taking the bait. She jabs
hmm
you and now you want to jab back.
hmm
And being able to have that control to just go. And a lot of times I'll be honest, the way I flush through it is I go, Claude, here's what I want to say.
Mm.
Here's what I want to say. And just so I can, it's almost like journaling
Yeah.
with the AI. And so it's like, here's what I really want to say. but I need you to come from this angle. And then it shows me. And so it's kind of a learning path for me of like, yeah, you can, here's the 80% to leave. Here's here's that 20% jab there where you're going,
Yeah.
And so it has been, it's almost, it's odd to use AI as in that
But it's a
way,
great
but
tool, like I taught
it
you to use it properly,
it's
right?
it's like therapeutic because when I
Yeah.
say, hey, I want to respond in this manner, from this place, it's always, and I've kind of got it trained at this point because I've shared some faith stuff. And so it's like, hey, because you have this is probably how you need to be responding. Um, but anyhow, it's been helpful. But just to have the ability to not throw the
Hmm.
haymaker,
Yeah.
just with my words of like, oh, well, you just did that. Now here's this. Pow.
And the
It's
question
nice.
is, how do you feel when you respond differently?
Confident because I don't feel like I've dropped to that level. I feel like
Bingo.
I'm owning that.
Yes.
I'm owning that. And that's the whole thing where I've historically operated from, where it's almost like she's the one in control because she knows if I poke the bear enough, he's gonna explode. Um and it's like, no, I'm not gonna take the bait. You're not gonna get a 4-paragraph response. You're gonna get 4 words.
Yeah.
And then I'm checking out. And
Yeah.
you can sit there and stew as much as you want or not. I hope you're not.
Yeah.
But if you want to, here, that's fine. But you're getting these 4 words, and that's all you're getting from me.
Yeah.
So
Bingo, man. Awesome. Yeah. So
Hey guys, sorry, I gotta head upstairs.
yeah.
My wife needs
breakfast
breakfast.
time, baby.
Yeah.
Okay,
Go
good to
at
see you
it. Go
guys.
ahead.
See
Love you,
Yeah,
you
Nathan.
next
man.
week here.
Be
Great work
good.
today.
Okay,
See you, man.
have a good
So,
week.
so yeah. So when you have that, and that's why I'm saying, like what you saw Nathan do in that moment in 5 minutes, I want you to be able to do that on your own, right?
Yeah.
You don't have
Yes.
me right now until next month until you come back, right? I want you to still take care of that
Yes.
whatever they're hurting because you don't know when that fucker is gonna pop.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I could feel him there. I feel it here. There's a little bit of angst and ink, I could feel it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you need to get that out.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yep.
don't let that build. Don't let that come. Don't let that build. So like if you need me for 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes or 5 minutes, we could do that. If you need it,
Yeah.
let's go do it. Like even when you remember the first call I had with you,
Oh
I
yeah.
had you in letting that out, or when on Easter, that 15, 20 minutes we went boom. We do
Yep.
that too.
Yep.
All right. So if you need that, you just let me know and we'll go at it.
Got it. Got
All
it.
right. Like that. And by the way, I found my Bible. I wanted to share it because it's awesome.
Looky there. Look at the
One of
old
my
line on there.
yeah, I know one of my clients gave it to me. And so I'll give you a quick synopsis of the story. I was coaching him for 9 months in the other company, and I was coaching him. He technically told me from Philippines and Romans, but I've never read Philippines or Romans. So he sent me this because of the depth of the level that I coached him on. It was like I was speaking from the Bible, but I'd never read it. So
Yeah.
it's a trip for me. And Nathan asked me if I had my Bible around. I'm like I couldn't find it, and it forced me to really look. And then I found it last night with Nathan on a call, and I was
Nice.
like, oh, I got to share this. It's awesome. It's beautiful. But
Awesome.
it's a nice reminder of stay grounded, stay in integrity, live your terms, right? Celebrate your wins, even when you feel like you can't. Find the one win, the second win, whatever. Celebrate that, so you can shift that context of the intrusive thoughts that are coming in and trying to get you, right? Trying to win.
Yep.
It's ego, right?
Yep.
Because if you're
Absolutely.
used to that battle mode, and that's what I'm worried about. That's why I offered you, like, before the mediation,
Yeah.
on me, let's do that call, because I want to make sure that you're going in there, that you're calm,
Yep.
you're grounded, there's no fight in you at all.
Yep.
So when you go in there and you're sitting with her, you can be polite, you can be gentle, you can be like, "Yes, I'm going to give you that. No, you're not getting this, and I'll tell you why." And I hear you. You're going to be able to hear her, understand, and not be sarcastic, not show up old you. You're going to show up in your power, and she's going to look at you like, "Who is this?"
Yep. Yep.
You
That's
know,
the goal. That's the goal.
and that's what we got to do because, like I said, she ain't stopping this train.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we shifted in the direction we shifted into. In the
Yep.
old company, I would never have been allowed to do that, right, Nick?
Yeah.
What we did with him, and said, well, we would have like, no, we're gonna try to save the marriage. No, 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 no. As soon as I saw that text, I'm like, she's out.
Yep.
There's an emotional affair. There's something happening that I'm not reconciled because she feels more connected over here to
Yep.
something.
Yep.
So I was like, Andy, this is this direction or this direction, but I think we need to go with this direction. That's why we switched it to you taking lead of the divorce rather than her,
Yep.
because she's gonna try to milk the situation,
Mm-hmm. And that
living in fantasy.
and understand. And that's the thing is, it's kind of just understanding the tactic.
Yeah,
That's the whole thing. Instead of seeing the breadcrumb as that of like, oh, here's a little crack in the door, and it's like, no, this isn't
hmm
a crack in the door. This is a crack in the teeth.
yeah,
It's like and recognizing it, and again, so it doesn't level me up. It's like, no, I see that. I see that angle, and that's not working. You can play that angle all you want, but that's not working.
mm.
And it, like I said, it stinks. It stinks to go to battle with someone that you love.
Yeah.
But I can't stop the train. That's the whole
No,
thing. It's like, all
you're
right,
not. You're
the
not going
train's
to.
coming. You can
Yeah,
either let
and
it
you got
run
to
you
be able
over, or
to.
you can meet it.
Exactly, and then that's why I said you like what I said to you. It's like this. It's basically doing this, and what you're technically doing, like in kung fu or if it's a physical fight, is you're just stepping out of the way and giving way.
Hmm.
We call it giving way. So kung
Yep,
fu is giving way. When we give way, then we can control the situation. We can
that's
control
right.
the arm. We can, we can. Oh, you're throwing a haymaker. You
Yep,
know, so her throwing the haymaker, you have your defense attack, but it's coming from a place of honest integrity, defensive motive to protect you,
yep,
so you don't get hurt in a way that it's going to affect your home, your housing, your ability to take care of the kids,
yep,
right, and take care of yourself to make sure that you can stand up as a man that you need to be, as a father you need to be for those kids, and lead by example. Because if I heard a story yesterday about a billionaire who got divorced, and instead of dealing with the problem, he just started doing these parties and doing all these drugs, and a couple of years later his son is found drowned in the same pool that he was having cocaine parties around.
mm,
Because what did he show his kid?
yep. That's how you deal
You know,
with it.
that's how you deal with it. We're not doing that. We're dealing with it, doing emotion work, taking care of ourselves, and standing on our own feet, being a man of integrity, and taking power of the situation,
Yep,
and planting the seed of leadership the right way, from the heart,
yep.
not from the ego.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's hear that win, baby. Woo! Awesome, man.
All right, guys. Y'all be good.
Hey guys, you
Yeah, you
too. Have a good one.
See ya.
Bye bye. See you. Bye.